Concert Crew Podcast, we back again.
Sir.
Yes.
Today, this is the GOAT. You talking about,
James Todd.
James Todd Smith, LL Cool J. We talk about LL Cool J, legend in the game.
Said the actor.
The actor. Legend in the game. James Todd.
Definitely the GOAT.
Yeah, man. James Todd Smith just recently celebrated his 53rd birthday. He has a legendary career as an artist, rapper, author, entrepreneur,
actor.
He actually a member, actor. He's a member of the Concert Crew Hall of Fame. We put him in there first ballot, which was deserving. We celebrated Uncle L today, giving him his flowers, and he's deserving. Legend in the game. How has LL remained relevant for like all these years? With mostly all his peers like pretty much came and went, and he's still like relevant. Like how has LL remained in the game?
LL in shape. He's still
that helps.
He's in shape.
LL still putting out songs every now and then. Then he in movies and shit like that, little cameos and stuff. He's staying relevant because of satellite radio and all that type shit. So
yeah, I'm definitely
around. He keep his name out there.
I'm agree with you, Tez, especially on the TV situation, because like with him being on the tube, it's giving him a whole lot of outlets and people seeing him more or whatever the case may be. If he probably wasn't on the tube, he ain't making no more music. So what would he be doing?
Also hosting.
Hosting
a lot of stuff.
Yeah. But not good at hosting though. I'm gonna be real. That's not one of his top qualities. But he definitely has elevated into a good actor though, and I don't mind seeing him in movies.
And I think also he's been able to adapt, change with the times over the years. Like he's been able to like change up, but still be relevant, still kind of find his cool space, no matter what age he is. Like with every decade, he kind of like changes up. He's able, like his peers is like none of his peers that started in the '80s are like relevant like that now. Like pretty much none of them. Like he is. Rev Run pretty much. But Rev Run was older than him though. Like nobody that was like younger that kind of came in around. None of them like they been not relevant like decades ago. Like it ain't even close. Like I think he's been able to adapt and adjust with the times, man. LL's a legend in the game. But James Todd Smith was born on January 14th, 1968 in Bayshore, New York, to Andrea Griffith and James Lewis Smith Jr. He moved to Queens, New York early on. A lot of people didn't know that like LL really grew up with some trauma. At the age of 4, his father shot his mother and his grandfather, nearly killing both of them over frustration from their divorce. LL was the one that actually found his mother and his grandfather with blood everywhere. Like that was crazy. And thankfully they survived, but they almost died. And LL's mom actually forgave his father, and LL later forgave his father too. And so that's crazy in its own right. But LL, he began rapping at the age of 9. He was influenced by the hip-hop group The Treacherous Three. On March 1984, a 16-year-old LL was creating demo tapes in his grandparents' home. His grandfather, a jazz saxophonist, bought him $2,000 worth of equipment, including 2 turntables, an audio mixer, and an amplifier. His mother was also supportive with his music. She bought him, using her tax fund, she bought him a drum machine. By the time he received all the musical equipment, though, he was already like in rap mode. So if that wasn't the case, he might have ended up being a producer, and it might not have been an LL, the rapper at all. But he was already in rap mode. At the same time, NYU student Rick Rubin and promoter manager Russell Simmons founded the independent Def Jam label. By using the mixer that he received from his grandfather, LL produced and mixed his own demos and sent it to various companies, including Def Jam. LL said, I quote, "I sent my demo to many different companies, but it was Def Jam where I found my home." LL signed to Def Jam in 1994, and he initially wanted to call himself J Ski, but it did not. A lot of people use Ski and Love back then, like as cocaine references. So LL ain't want to go that route. So he ended up going with the name Ladies Love Cool James, which LL Cool J for short. And that's the name he went with. Shortly after signing to Def Jam, LL's first single, I Need a Beat, was released as a 12-inch single. LL's debut single sold over 100,000 copies, and it helped establish both Def Jam as a label and him as a rapper. The commercial success of I Need a Beat and the Beastie Boys single Rock Hard in 1984 helped Def Jam get a distribution deal with Columbia Records. And we all remember the movie Crush Groove. Crush Groove was released in 1985, and it was based off the life of Russell Simmons and how he started Def Jam. LL had a real small part in there when he was doing the audition, and he came out there and he did parts of I Can't Live Without My Radio. So that kind of like got his buzz, like
first acting job.
Yeah, it got his buzz going heavy. And then on November 18th, 1985, his first album, debut album Radio, was released to critical and commercial success. Shortly after its release, Radio sold over 500,000 copies in its first 5 months, and eventually sold over 1.5 million copies. LL quickly became one of the early hip-hop superstars, and the rest is history right there.
Yeah, that's some long paperwork you just put out there, Carl.
He put in work in the game.
And you know, like LL is a legend within himself, though, man, because he was like, to me, he came in the game when I started listening to hip hop and becoming a big fan of hip hop. LL came in with a whole different type of swag, and he was younger, and like his whole from the way he dressed to his jewelry, because he came in with big boy shit from the rip. And
so
like everybody,
what was it about? What was it about the young LL that really you think captivated the fans and really made everybody embrace him like that at that time?
I think he was hungry.
Yeah,
he vicious at the time.
And then
voice delivery,
his songs at the time, man. Like he had some like the intro songs that he had. It was like beyond like one like going into the hums of. They mentioned LL as a great already just by how big like his couple songs were from the rip, and I just think that L, man, like he was just different. It's hard to explain.
I think the young energy also. The other dudes was a lot older. I think he came in with a young energy. He came in with
he had the look.
That look, like that street look. I think people held on to that. Like Run DMC was older than L. Curtis Blow. Those are dudes at his time. He was a young boy. He had that raw.
They passed that torch quick though because they knew that he was him.
You knew he was coming.
They knew
he was like the first of his kind too to come in the game at 16, 17, 18. This is like this is very new to hip hop
at this time too, right?
Huh?
Big Daddy Kane's around at this time.
But he's younger than
younger
even them too. Like nobody was really like 16 at that time, like Sean said. I mean that Crush Groove, you could just see the energy. Like this guy, I could just imagine like he's coming right now. Like
something about him.
He was crazy. Like when did you first hear? I know we a little younger, but when did you think you first heard LL where you knew like LL like was LL?
Well, for me, I'm going to say Mama Said Knock You Out. That video, I remember seeing a black and white video, him hitting a punching bag in the gym with the mic hanging down. For me, it was that video.
That was 1990.
I remember seeing the video.
I'm going to probably say when I knew it was LL, I think Bigger and Deffer, which was his second album, I think the songs on there, because, this is coming with a time where hip-hop wasn't really getting played on everything. But I think, like, I Need Love and then I'm Bad was, like, circulating so much that even as a young boy, I heard those songs. I heard I Need Love was, like, a crossover on, like, the R&B stations, which rap wasn't really getting played. So I heard those songs at a young age. I think Bigger and Deffer and those songs is when I kind of first heard LL.
Yeah, I agree as well. But I'm Bad was just on a different level, man. Crazy. And then just the whole video of him just standing there and his boys behind him. He's standing in that one position.
Like I can, I'll take a muscle man and put his face in the
sand. Crazy. And then, like his swag, man, and everything, man, like he ain't miss a beat, man. And it was definitely them two songs from the rip, though. Especially I Need Love, that was everybody's childhood.
First of its kind, really.
Yeah.
Hip-hop, for sure.
Hip-hop love song.
Childhood love classic right there.
Absolutely.
Back in the day. So this was like, L, man. L rare. That's why they got him mentioned as one of the greatest of all time.
This came from me, my older cousin, Kern. Like, this was his favorite rapper back then. Like, LL was his guy. Like, Rock the Bells, going back to Cali, all that type shit was, I'm Bad. Can't Live Without My Radio. Like that type shit was what he was playing real heavy. So that's when I first heard about like this dude. Like that's all the fuck he playing. Like it's just the only shit out right now. But nah, LL from his first album is when I know about him.
Is it safe to say that L started that like carrying around them big ass radios back then? But I see a lot of people in the late 70s and 80s.
If he didn't start it, to some people that's when they were introduced to it because he made
the
swag
of it. All that
the swag of it, and the whole like if you had that whole look, you was something special. You know what I'm saying?
I think he brought a lot of that to the masses. I think it was going on in the hoods everywhere, but he's the one who like introduced a lot of people to it. So you just like put LL, you just equate LL with that. But hip hop does that. When somebody gets popular, they doing stuff from their hood, and then it gets it makes everybody think they started. But LL was that guy.
But Radio Raheem, even though it's a movie. You know what I mean? I think that might have put the boom boxes in the masses for real.
But you got to think about it. LL
came out before
Raheem. No, that's how long LL been in the game. Because you really think about it, people really equate LL with being old, but LL is really
young.
The same age as most of our favorite rappers from the 90s.
I agree.
He's only like one or two. He's like almost the same age as Jay-Z, if not the same age. Like, so he just been in the game so long, we think he's real old, but he's not. He's 53 years old. Jay-Z, like, 52, I think, or something like that. And everybody else is either about to be 50 or 50 already, so they right there. He's not that much older. He just, nobody been in the game since they was like 16 like him, though.
Yeah.
That long. LL's a legend. Let's get into these albums, LL albums. We mentioned in his history, in 1985, he released his debut album, Radio, which we actually got here. It's looking like it's a dinosaur.
Can't live without radio.
Even though I ain't like that song, but Dear Yvette was one of them songs that was played a lot.
And I call this a classic for the time that it came out, because in the 80s, albums was kind of different at 85. Like, this is when they only really put like 2 or 3 songs on there, and the rest of the songs were just like fillers that he just threw on there. Like Run DMC albums, like that's kind of what you only can compare it to. But they just like had like a couple singles, and they just threw any other thing on there to put it out. But that's the way of the time. So I think this is a classic for the era that it came out, for sure. Rick Rubin produced all the songs on here. He had like this stripped down beat wise, but I Can't Live Without My Radio, Rock the Bells. Like that Rock the Bells was hard.
Yeah,
classic.
I Need a Beat remix was on here.
Yep.
It went platinum. The joint was hard, and like it rung off for sure. But it's just, back then they didn't really invest in making whole albums though.
Yeah.
It just wasn't their thing.
It said reduced by Rick Rubin.
That's what it said? Reduced.
Yeah, reduced. Yeah.
Typo.
Even look at he got the Jordan 1s on that joint though. Like on the back
Even the back cover looks dope.
Like the back cover is dope. Like look how young he is. He a baby.
You gotta get your plastic around.
You got the radio on the front. Like this joint was hard, man.
Yeah.
Like this joint was
look
hard.
At the radios back
Word.
then.
Like that joint was hard.
Yeah.
Like you can. I can.
So you can record on that joint.
I can see it. Yeah, word. I can see how you would get excited over that right there.
Absolutely.
In 1987, he recorded
Oh my.
Bigger and Deafer.
This one it got real.
To me, this one
it got real.
Like this, to me, this album cover is hard right here. This album cover to me is like the hardest thing, man. He on top of the car, like with the chain. He kept the J's on, the Kango. Like this is hard right here.
My voice sound like Jaws. My hat is like a shark's fin.
Oh man, I'm Bad. The song, the video, the whole concept. To me, that's just like one of the hardest things ever at that time. Yeah. Like, it don't get no harder than that, man. That video was like, no rapper can rap quite like I can. I take a muscle-bound man and put his face in the sand. Like, his gear, he was on, the way he was moving in the video, like, it was crazy.
He stayed in that one area.
Yeah.
His voice is back there.
Even the whole video concept with the girl, like, it was hard. This is 1987 right here, yo.
Definitely not a sophomore slump.
The backdoor cup, like, the songs and the lyrics on here are actually harder to me than his first album. But Rick Rubin actually left Def Jam at this time, so he wasn't producing this. So DJ Pooh and the LA Posse actually handled most of the production.
Thank God.
But let's talk about I Need Love though, and its importance to hip hop. Like Like, this started the love song. Now, a love song is a traditional thing, but, like, this started it all. Like, sometimes people are still trying to make love songs that on this level.
I'm just glad he wasn't singing on the song.
He was. He had a little melody to it. Like
he had some songs where he started to sing afterwards, but
there I was.
Yeah.
but that song was hard. I don't know whose idea that originally was, but
it wasn't much of the beat neither.
Yeah, the beat was real simple
but like, yo, he really kicked off the hip hop love songs. Like, that started everything there.
I agree.
Everybody was trying to get their best "I Need a Love" version. Like, I Need Love. Some people failed and some people were successful. But the whole radio love single,
No Better Love came, like, that was inspired. That had to be inspired by that.
That came, absolutely. That came in so many songs, man. Song Cry. Like, so many songs was inspired by I Need Love. That's a classic. And then the fashion, like his fashion presence is just so heavy on here.
Kangol chains.
The album cover, like I said, was dope. But this album went double platinum. His third album, Walking with a Panther, 1989.
That album cover was dope.
The album cover was harder than the music, but the album cover was hard though. The album cover, I wasn't big on the album, but
I'm not the type of guy was on that joint though.
I'm that type of guy. Was a hit. Going Back to Cali,
Big old butt, Cali.
Big old
Cali.
And the original version of Jiggling Baby, not the remix. It's the same lyrics though.
Jingling Baby.
He had several, like, you talking about ballads. He actually had ballads on here, so like they was kind of
jealousy.
They wasn't my greatest thing. And it's long. This is a long album, but the album cover is dope. Wasn't my favorite LL album though. But he got songs on here like they call it dope. It Gets No Rougher, 1-900 LL. They were harder, but he was definitely really going for a commercial.
Yeah, absolutely.
On this joint. But the album cover was dope. He got a lot of criticism actually for like going too commercial on this album.
He deserved every bit of it too.
He deserved it.
Yeah, he deserved every bit of it too.
1990, Mama Said Knock You Out.
Now, he came back with this.
If you ain't heard our classic albums 1990 episode, we actually broke this down. Go check out that episode.
Milky.
But Mama Said Knock You Out. Woo, what a comeback. Yeah. Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah.
I've been here for years. Yeah. Nah, this album was hard.
This is probably
your favorite song on the album?
Yeah.
Mama Said Knock You Out. That's my favorite song. What's your favorite song?
Booming System was
crazy.
That fucking beat was crazy.
A song that was sampled a lot. Booming System. Booming System.
Around the Way Girl.
Around the Way Girl.
This was his best album in his career to me.
I agree 100%.
The Jiggling Baby remix, To the Break of Dawn. This album went double platinum, and the production was done by Marley Marl. Harder production on here, which is dope. Definitely a
6
comeback.
Minutes of Pressure.
Yeah, I didn't like that song. That's the only song I didn't like.
6 Minutes of Pressure.
I couldn't get down with this band.
Yeah, chill.
All them songs. Chill. Yeah, I love this album.
Roundaway Girl was the shit, though.
Roundaway Girl was super classic. Super classic. The beats was hard on here, and the lyrics was crazy. I think this is a hell of a comeback, and this is a great song, man. Great song. In 1993, and it went double platinum as well. Mama Said Knock You Out went double. In 1993, 14 Shots to the Dome.
I remember this album, man. I got the CD.
He actually went in a harder direction on this album. They said he was trying to like really tap into like the West Coast gangster rap sound a little more.
Yeah, and you could tell.
It was hardcore.
You could tell.
Who was the best song on the album then?
Backseat.
Backseat was that shit.
Backseat was a hit.
Backseat was that shit.
Backseat of my Jeep. I swing an
episode.
Pink cookies in a plastic bag.
Yeah.
Being crushed by a building.
I hate the way he tells that story.
He changes it up every. I still don't really know what it is. Really, what it clearly. I had my assumption, but
no, he said he was there with the girl, or whatever. Man, he's like. He was talking to her like, man, you can get some good like pink cookies in a plastic bag. And then, like, corny ass story. Dog.
Yeah, I heard him actually over the years say different versions of what it means. So I'm still kind of up in the air on what exactly does it mean. But Monica later sampled "Backseat" for her hit single.
Don't take it personal.
A year later, so 2 years later actually. But this album went gold. I don't think Marley Marl, QDC, and Bobby Bobcat Irwin did most of the production. The sound is kind of like less commercial on here. It's harder. I don't think the album is bad though. I think the album was all right. It just wasn't commercial LL that everybody wanted though. It wasn't bad though. But I think the West Coast gangster rap, you know, that whole reign, he wanted to try to tap into that a little bit.
I think it was a victim of the time, trying to sound like everything else.
Trying to sound like what's going on popular. 1995, Mr. Smith.
I shot it.
This was one of my other favorite LL
This album was dope.
albums. I feel like he balanced commercial with dope songs very well on this album.
I Shot Your Remix
I Shot Your
is one of the
Remix.
best remix ever.
I Shot Your Remix was hard.
Yeah.
It was hard.
That
Wasn't
beat
bad
is
at all.
classic beat.
And I don't know about y'all, but when Doing It dropped, that, oh
Yeah.
my God.
Oh,
Yo,
my goodness.
That thing ringed
That
off,
video
yo.
was crazy.
My-
That video had really had a
that
Little peep show.
Yeah, that joint was
that
messy.
Doing It ringed off
Yeah,
heavy
that
right
I
there.
represent
joint
Queen.
was
She
dope.
was raised out in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
What's called was dope though. Hey Lover. was
Hey
on
Lover
there.
was
Yeah,
great.
I see he
Hey,
got the
Leather was
single
a
over
great
there.
song.
That must be one of his best albums over here.
And the Loungin'
Would've
remix,
bumped
the
this.
Loungin', the version that everybody loved it was on the deluxe version. It wasn't actually, it was a different version on that.
With Total.
The main album, but the total version was on the deluxe
Yeah.
version. But that Loungin' remix, I Want to Lounge, that was a hit. He had hits on here.
That was a good video
House of
too.
Queens was good.
Yeah. He had
joint
joints
was
on
alright.
here. And if you didn't notice, this album is edited. It's edited. All the cusses is blinked out. He didn't.
Yep.
He didn't want. It's. I used to think that. Why do I got the edited version of this? Why can't I get the?
Got it
but
from
that-
Walmart.
Yeah. No. I thought it was a Walmart version, but it's no.
Didn't he say is something with his mom or something?
I think it was either mom or his grand. I think it was his grandma.
His mom or his grandma or
Yeah,
something.
he didn't want to cuss, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
no. It's no. All the versions of this are edited. There's no version that you hear the cusses on here for Mr. Smith. And a lot of albums he just didn't cuss at all, or he didn't cuss at all. But if he did, they would blink it out. But Mr. Smith I think Mr. Smith is a classic. One of the few I could actually say that about. I think
No,
he
so
balanced
you
it well.
never heard the explicit version of Doing It?
They had singles, but the album that was out to the
Got it.
masses,
All right.
everything. And I thought it was a sample thing, but then I realized, like, damn, it's multiple songs on here that don't got.
Damn,
no
it's every
cusses on it.
fucking song.
Yeah. So it's edited.
Like I say, I know what the fuck the
Yeah.
world. Yeah.
Yeah. I Shot Your remix is hard though.
Crush
Definitely.
Baby.
That
Yeah,
Prodigy
Ice
verse.
Cream Curl. Yeah. It hit
Prodigy verse. LL's verse at the end was dope.
Yeah.
Fat Joe. Foxy killed it.
I Shot You. That verse,
Yeah.
that beat was hard.
Yeah.
Put Foxy Brown in the game right there.
Yeah.
And Fat Joe was black. Everybody was killing
Yeah.
that joint.
That
man.
joint was-
They
that video was
dumping out.
hard.
Yeah, that was.
That
It was
video
like
was
black
hard.
and
It was all
white.
black and white
Dun,
joint. Yeah.
dun, dun.
That joint was
Keith
classic.
Murray was killing that joint.
Yeah.
Keith Murray started it off.
Represent
Yeah.
Intellectual violence.
Yeah,
My style is all that, like a big bag of chips with
all
the
that
dip. He was killing that joint. That's a classic posse cut, yo. Classic.
Definitely.
This album went double platinum, man. Great album. In 1997, he released Phenomenon.
Something like a phenomenon.
I was not feeling this album. I was
hated that
not.
fucking song.
I hated that song.
The video was trash too.
It's funny because Puff executive produced this album.
Makes
That-
sense.
And I really was not feeling this album. Hitman produced on here, Eric Sermon, Trackmasters, and LES. So it's a nice production lineup.
Puffy was
one
everything
thing
he
about-
touched was gold back then.
Yeah, this was
97,
like
so.
this was like the one that when he was hot that he ain't get this one.
One thing about LL though, he gonna give you one song at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
He gonna
4,
give
3,
you
2,
it.
1.
4, 3, 2, 1 to me clearly
Was the best
was the
song.
best song on here.
Probably his top 10 songs of all time.
And it started him and Cannabis beef.
yeah.
But man, that 4, 3, 2, 1, everybody
I
it
still
put
don't respect LL for changing his verse.
it put DMX on. Yeah, they were that he didn't like the pressure he was put
Well,
under.
it was his album, so.
Word. LL
You
was
get the
man.
final cut.
Yeah.
But man, he said
That was kind of weak though.
now let's get back to this mic on my own.
Yeah.
If it ever leave my side, it transform into a time bomb.
Who wrote that?
You don't want to borrow that. Oh, you want to borrow
got
it.
that.
He
you
went
want
got
to
that.
idolize.
He said, "I can't outdo this
and you don't
motherfucker."
make me mad. You want to socialize.
Yeah.
Damn.
He said, watch your mouth. Don't ever step out of line. LL Cool J, nigga. Greatest of all time. That verse was hard. That verse was hard.
Who
yo.
did that beat, yo?
I think Eric Sermon did that beat.
Yeah, I can
I'm
hear
pretty
it.
sure Eric Sermon. Actually, It's a song with Lost Boys on there though that I actually like. It's called "Wanna Get Paid." Lost Boys, LA. And then he got a song with It's called "Father," where he actually explains all that trauma.
With his father,
his pop. But this album went this album went platinum. But I wasn't a big fan of Phenomenon. That single was annoying to me. I remember they debuted it on In the House, his show, and it wasn't good. It wasn't that good. In 2000, he released the album "G.O.A.T. So I think about "G.O.A.T.
It's one of his weakest albums to me.
Damn.
I actually like G.O.A.T. I thought it was solid.
Yeah,
I bought "G.O.A.T. and I was with the whole hype around "G.O.A.T. and then I was disappointed when I actually heard it.
One of his weakest joints.
He had a couple joints on here.
It wasn't terrible.
Forget about it. That was all right.
Yeah, no, it wasn't terrible. But for the name and the hype he had around it, he had me. I'm like, oh, he gonna kill this.
The
joint.
moment I say LL at least give you one song, he didn't give you one song.
Ill Bomb, that was dope, but that was on
It
the Funk Master Flex joint.
First though.
Shut 'Em Down was this song.
He had a diss song on here with Ja Rule on the hook. Back where I
belong.
That's where he dissing Cannabis. Then he dissed Jamie Foxx on here too.
Yeah,
I was disappointed, man. And I ain't gonna say it was whack, but I expected more from the intro was tough because he did the intro on Rap City. Remember with the toilet? He did that on Rap City. And the You and Me song with Kelly Price was all right. It went gold. I just was disappointed, man. Just disappointed with this joint.
Yeah, it was all right.
But I bought it though.
Yeah.
But I bought everything. So what does that say? In 2002, he released the album called 10. This is 10th.
I Need Love Too.
This is his 10th album on Def Jam. When he signed his first contract, it was a 10-album deal. So it took him 17 years to fulfill his 10-album contract with Def Jam. Most artists don't even make it 10 albums though.
Yeah, that's true.
Most artists don't even make it 10 albums.
I agree.
But
Was this when he was like beefing with Jay around this time?
I don't think they was like official beef, and maybe it was a little underlying joint. But Neptune's produced most of the songs on here. That Love You Better, remember he came out with the Love You Better? That's when people was actually saying that LL got muscle surgery or whatever, which I didn't believe, but that was a crazy rumor. But he came out, remember he came out in the video, he was like super muscle guy in the video. That Love You Better was a crazy song.
Yeah,
though.
Paradise with Anne Marie was dope.
Yeah, I remember Gabrielle Union was in that video.
Yeah.
Paradise.
Yep.
Dang, she been around a long time.
Yeah, she was.
Wait.
And then the song
Come on, the way, man.
The song All I Have with Jennifer Lopez was on. Was that with Jennifer Lopez? Or not? Yeah, All I Had. They remade the song.
Okay, yeah.
That was Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez is terrible.
That song was all right. That song was a hit. They remade. It's very special. You know that. No, that was an all right song. That was
Come on, freak. That was a single.
That was all right.
Trash.
It was a single, man.
I ain't saying that she had the greatest song, but that was a good song though. And she was hot.
I can live without it.
But that album went gold. He had a song on there called Big Mom. He had a song on there called Clock and G's too, and You Should. But I wasn't.
Man, Love You Better in Paradise and move on. Please.
That was it. Man, you did you buy 10?
No.
You didn't?
Fuck no.
I did.
I had the single.
The single.
I did have Love You Better single, and I like the way 50 remixed it. He killed that shit.
That beat was crazy though.
Yeah, that beat was great. That was a hit. In 2004, he released The Definition.
Fucking hated this song. Head Sprung.
I didn't like his.
They call me Big Ellie.
That
shit was terrible.
That was Timberland.
Yeah.
Timberland did the beat.
No, people don't know that Timberland actually produced most of this album, and I don't think it was really a good
They
fit.
call me,
They call me Big Ellie. It was a John Freaks.
I that Philly one.
Not me, B.
Up
Not my
in the
style.
club,
My boy
we
Z
be all
was
in
crazy
the
when this
back.
shit came out. I said,
Really?
What the fuck?
I did not like
This song was terrible.
This song was annoying to me. But he did have I like the song Hush he had on here though. He had a song called Hush on here.
On this album? Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
The album went gold, but I really don't think Timberland produced most of the song. I don't really think that was a good
My boy R on here.
mixture. Yeah, he did have your
Got
boy
those
Kels on
Justin
there.
Timberlake
my boy,
leftovers beats.
Yeah, this wasn't a good. I don't think it was a good fit.
Nah.
It ain't hit right. Headsprung was annoying. Headsprung did get play, but I just
Big Ellie.
I just couldn't connect with that joint. In 2006, he released Todd Smith, named after himself. I think it kind of went under the radar.
it should have.
He had to Control Myself with Jennifer Lopez, Jermaine Dupri produced
That dumbass song with Genuine. Ooh wee.
I didn't like that.
I remember that. Yeah, that was
horrible.
He had the song Freeze though with Life Jennings. I thought that was all right. I remember that joint. I thought that was all right. This is a gold album. He had some radio songs on here though.
He had this song with Jamie Foxx on this album.
Yeah, that was all right. He had a song. He had a song with Mary actually that was all right. It was like a guy. He had 112 on here. He had Neo's So Sick remix on here.
Yeah, Freeway on here.
No, he had Freeway and Jules. He actually had all right songs on here.
Yeah.
Just people. This wasn't. I think people started to lose their ear. It was all right though.
It's LL and Santana.
Yeah, that's the first song on the joint. Yeah, I don't think it was bad, but I think people really kind of started.
Come on, you.
No, this is this is way better than Definition. Way better than Definition. In 2008, he released Exit 13. The title symbolizes his last album on Def Jam. He re-up at some point. He ended up releasing 13 albums on Def Jam. This was his last album, Exit 13.
Cause you're my baby.
Baby was the last single I feel that he had that kind of rung off a little bit, like radio-wise. And he had a song Cry, but other than that, man,
you're only a customer.
This wasn't that good. This wasn't that good. I think music was changing that. I don't know if it was because. What do y'all think? You think it was because music was changing, or you think it was because
that nigga old, dog?
Because at one point I thought LL was gonna go forever. I thought
time to wrap it up.
And he thought so too.
And then and this album didn't like chart at all. This first album that didn't chart. It didn't even go gold.
You thought it should have?
Nah. And his final album was 2013, Authentic. This was his first album released independently and not on Def Jam. And it's his last album to date, 2013. I feel like LL's. I don't want to see LL as an independent artist. Honestly,
he got a song called Bad Slop.
He don't. Yeah, that's. This was more like he was like pop and rock, and he
was all over the place.
He had Seal on here. He had Travis Barker, Bootsy Collins, Eddie Van Halen was on here.
He was definitely going for a sound that I wasn't used to.
Damn. Charlie Wilson, Fat Man Scoop.
Yeah, this is definitely different.
But not taking nothing away from his credibility of being a GOAT, though. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely mentioned.
Motherfuckers don't know how to battle like Michael Jordan, man.
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Let's talk about LL's like influence on culture, man. Like LL the influencer, like what all he brought to the game, like style wise and everything. Think about LL and that.
Well, you know, it's like I said, man, like his whole swag and everything, man, from the Sergio Tacchini sweatsuits, velour joints to the troop joints with the matching sneaks, the 4-finger rings, the dookie ropes. Like the Kango hats. Yo, he
no
was just
shirt
on a different. Yeah, he was just on a different level.
No shirt.
I wasn't on that.
No shirt with the chain or with the chest hair. You notice at one point his chest hair just went away. So that means he shaved.
I'm bad. He had no shirt on.
He had chest hair, but then at one point he started getting shaved.
They said that's when they said he had the surgery and all that, right?
Yeah, they said he had the surgery.
He tried to blame it on leukemia.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying, like.
The Jordans, the J's early. T. Warren talked about that.
And then like L was like he was special, man, and you know what I'm saying, he still is, you know what I'm saying, but yo, man, like when he just came in with that whole different mentality and that swag, man, I'm telling you, that took over. I'm telling you, man, like he put a certain part of the fashion in that time in the 80s. The D-boys back then, like, yo, they was emulating L, man, because L came in like that.
And y'all forgetting, I know a lot of us ain't wearing like that, but you're forgetting a brand that LL made popular.
I definitely didn't wear that shit.
Fubu. But he's the one who made Fubu popular, though.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
You're right.
And he snuck it into a Gap commercial,
wearing
which
Fat
is
Farm too, though?
Hilarious.
He may have been wearing Fat Farm at one point, but they must have gave LL the bag.
Yeah, they had to.
Yeah.
But LL had people wearing FUBU. If it wasn't for LL, I don't think FUBU would have ringed off like it was.
I never had a FUBU hat or T-shirt.
On the Fat Albert collection was dope though. That was the only dope
I seen
one.
that.
That's the platinum FUBU.
Yo, to be real with you, I had a T-shirt, but somebody stole that joint. The Fat Album.
But you had the number joint though, Freaks, right? In high school?
Absolutely
not.
The jersey?
Play me like that.
The football jersey?
Don't even play me like
Football
that.
All-Star?
You know you had that motherfucker.
It's funny because I normally went with different stuff, but FUBU is something I just never liked. Like
I definitely had Fat Form.
I had Fat Form, but I never liked FUBU. I don't know why. And that's that's kind of messed
I feel
up.
bad because I ain't support none of the blacks. Carl Kanai, FUBU, Fat Form, none of that shit.
Because that was for us, by us, but I just didn't like it. I'm sorry. I apologize.
It didn't hit. It never hit.
But LL made FUBU popular though.
Yes,
that's a
definitely,
fact.
definitely.
How would y'all describe LL as? And also to go back, even his influence on like song making, like the girl songs, like who got a bigger influence on making songs for the ladies than Ladies Love Cool James?
Right. Yeah. I mean, to me, I feel like LL's biggest contribution is saying that there is life after hip hop. You can be a movie star. You can, you know what I'm saying? You can branch off and still be relevant and cool at the same time. Like, there is life after music in hip hop.
Would you go to an LL concert?
Absolutely.
Yeah, of course.
He's
a legend.
As long as he's doing greatest hits.
Yeah,
I don't want to do no motherfucking.
I mean,
Headsprung
coming on though. You know
Headsprung coming. That's coming on.
You
That's
know
definitely
big
coming on.
LA.
Yeah, I'm going right to the bathroom.
I'm gonna be bumping on that.
Look at
joint.
the
I ain't
time.
gonna front.
Nah, he ain't gonna perform Headsprung. He got too many.
What
hits.
you
He
tripping,
got,
dog?
He got a lot of hits.
For his European fans, that's gonna be
for
in
the
there.
European.
Oh, yeah.
Some niggas like that
They gonna
shit.
be waiting on that
They
shit.
call me Big LA.
European bouncing in that joint. I'm telling you, now I can see it.
He probably come out to that.
I'm going to go right in the bathroom.
I doubt it.
Take it too.
Don't come out to that.
Yeah, he ain't coming out to that.
How would y'all describe LL like as an MC to y'all? How would you describe LL?
I think he's a dope MC. I feel like his early stuff is a lot better than his later stuff, but he's definitely dope.
I think L always worked better under like competitive pressure. Because when he had certain people on his albums, it was like his verses were so much better than we just
a solo
about,
track.
Yeah, like a solo track. So when he like, yo, man, like you knew what you was gonna get when you hear that L was on the track with such and such, such and such, such and such.
It's like that battle mode comes out of him.
Yeah,
For the most part, every time he drop, he gonna give you a hit.
Yeah, he's a hit. You know who I can compare LL to probably kind of like a Drake almost. Like not saying they the same artist, but Drake is not. He may not give you an album, but he's gonna give you hit records.
I'd rather you say like a Fat Joe.
LL and Fat Joe.
Fat Joe keeps a fucking hit.
Not like LL hits.
Oh my God.
Not LL.
He got a hits, dog.
Not LL hits.
You can't say Drake then.
That was a bad.
Drake owns shit.
Call.
LL, no.
I'm talking about big hits, dog.
LL
I don't like the Fat Joe one. I don't like the
Fat Joe. Don't keep
way off.
Not no L.
Fat Joe got hits.
Fat Joe do got hits,
but
first of all, I'm talking about an artist that ain't gonna give you classic albums every time, but gonna give you a hit. Fat Joe brings hits every fucking time.
But LL hits though.
He make hits.
But LL style hits though, Ted.
I don't know, man. But he not Drake. LL ain't Drake.
I ain't saying he's Drake as far as like style.
He gonna get bad comparisons then.
Okay. We'll agree to disagree. Yeah. No. I'll agree that we gave bad comparisons. Then we'll just take that. We'll just take that one. Nah, but I feel like LL. I think he got a niche as far as the ladies and the love song. But I feel like when he get in his rap mode, I feel like that's kind of underrated. But he just don't go there all the time.
Yeah.
But when he get in his MC mode, I feel like he can go.
Are you talking about album or verse?
Verse.
Yeah, verses.
Okay. Yeah. Verse. He been giving us a lot of albums.
Like when he got them features that could like bring in something different out, like he know he gotta come.
Have you ever heard a dude like, yo, he got an LL feature, he killed that shit.
But I think that's why I like. I think that's why I like 4-3-2-1. Rampage EPMD.
Flavor in Your Air remix. He killed that joint.
And Rampage EPMD got the best.
I don't think so, Free.
He don't got the best
verse on there. I'm not saying he got the best.
It ain't top 2.
Stop saying that.
He got classic quotables from that verse. Though.
Yeah,
what she?
Blotitious. Stevie.
And then, but you got to realize that he's bringing that whole I'm going back to Cali swag to that video. Because you remember the black and white? He had the girl in there dancing with the mini skirt on. So he brought that whole look to that video.
I thought the whole video was black and white.
Nah, but I'm just saying as far as like the going back.
I will say he brought his style to the song.
Yeah, exactly.
He brought his style to the song for sure.
I ain't saying it was the best verse.
It was far from the best verse.
No, but that Rampage EPMD, he kills that. The 4-3-2-1.
That's his song.
That's his song.
Well, yeah, the 4-3-2-1 is his song. So you said he had got a chance to get it right.
Yeah.
But the I Shot You remix, I think he killed that at the end.
That's his song.
He said he got it right.
Yeah, I said no features. Like he ain't no feature on it. Like LL give me a crazy feature.
What about LL the battle rapper? Like what made him successful as a battle rapper in history?
What made him successful is he got a chance to change his verse. Because that cannabis would have destroyed that nigga. And then like was the what was the joint on the remember the DMX came with a double?
You talking about that the Ripper's Back or something? I didn't like that. I didn't like
I
that.
like that.
I didn't like that.
I like that joint.
Amateurs MCs, yeah. I'll murder you. That joint.
I wasn't big on that. So I do remember. I had that extra joint. I remember that for sure. But I wasn't feeling it. But I think early on, I feel like the dudes he was going against early on, I don't think they were rappers like he was a rapper.
Like
Cool Mo D and them.
Ice-T.
Ice-T and them. I feel like he was coming from a different lane. So he was bodying them because they ain't really. I ain't trying to disrespect them, but I just feel like they was different kind of rappers. Mm-hmm. He had a more of that MC street in him when he was killing them. I agree with you, Taz.
He battled a nigga and said too legit to quit.
I agree with you, Taz. I personally, this is my personal opinion, I don't feel like he won the cannabis battle because of lyrics.
No.
I feel like he won the cannabis album full of popularity.
Right.
I feel like cannabis as a rapper, he killed them, but then cannabis dropped the whack album. And LL was LL, so he just won. Because LL response wasn't that great. Only verse I remember is 99% of your fans were. No. He said 99% of your fans don't exist.
Yeah. That was dope.
That's all I remember.
That song wasn't bad.
It wasn't better than the second round.
I don't think Cannabis' first album was whack either. But that's a whole nother. It wasn't whack.
Yeah, that joint wasn't good, Sean.
Let's keep it moving. His
second album was alright, but everybody was done with him.
He had two songs on there: Buckingham Palace, and the joint.
Get Retarded.
Get Retarded was alright. Yeah.
He dropped the ball. That was good. Whatever you want to say, Sean, he dropped the ball on that album, dog. The ball was in his hand.
It's all Wyclef.
He dropped it. Oh no! And Wyclef said, "I ain't even
by way of Lauryn Hills."
Wyclef said, "I didn't even produce the songs on there."
It didn't matter.
I'm gonna blame it on me. But and history shows that LL, and then also LL didn't really battle too many people from the '90s though. Like he didn't battle top. I ain't trying to take shots at him, but he didn't battle like anybody. Like
he came out in the '80s, so should he have? Like should he have?
I didn't really want him to. I want to keep him in his LL
lane. Lyrically, could he go against a Biggie and Jay-Z?
Even the people on his label, like what if he'd have went against a Redman or a Method Man or a DMX? Like I don't want to see that. That would have been a tough. I want to keep LL in his GOAT lane. I don't want to
stick to NCIS.
I don't want. Oh damn.
A lot of that shit when fly.
What does LL mean to Def Jam Records?
He's top 3. Like
iconic.
what they mean to Def Jam.
When you think of Def Jam, you think of what
you have to.
Yeah,
you have to.
Definitely.
I think LL is Def Jam. I think other artists are associated with other their own labels and stuff like that. But I feel like when I think of Def Jam, like he turned the lights on in the building. Like LL is Def Jam.
I agree.
If anybody else, LL is Def Jam.
He turned them on and that nigga kept them on?
He kept them on for a while until then DMX and Jay came and all them. But before that, when they were struggling, it was like, that's why he dropped the album every 2 years pretty much for a while.
People wanted to be on Def Jam because of
LL, right. So that was their idol.
Do you think that might have hurt him then? Like dropping albums every 2 years just
Yes, I do.
He saturated the market?
Yes. I think some of them was demand. Like LL, we need some radio songs on the radio. Definitely.
We got to keep the lights on.
Come on, LL.
LL, we need a new album. We need you to get a radio song.
They need it now.
And I think some of them things he was just throwing together. Like, all right, they need a new album. I definitely think that was it. How did LL transition from from rapping into the acting and entertainment world? Like, how would you describe LL as an actor in his transition?
He was like one of the pure actors for the most part. I mean, he wasn't like a a crazy great, but he did well in there. Like, what was the shark movie? I didn't like that one.
I like that.
Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea was all right. I think for his part, he played his part for that movie. His so happened he was a chef that survived.
It was just like Ice Cube and Anaconda. It just
Anaconda was terrible.
He had like little roles, but it was cool. Like, LL in there. I'm gonna go see that movie. Halloween H2O. That was.
I wasn't feeling that, but I do remember that.
Deliverance from Evil was better than that.
That was a good. I like.
In Too Deep was my shit.
I like. What's your favorite LL movie?
In Too Deep for me.
Too Deep.
I like.
In Too Deep was dope.
Yeah, In Too Deep was definitely dope. A lot of cameos in there too.
He was in SWAT. Back in the day, he was in Toys. He was in Too Deep. Any Given Sunday, he was in.
Any Given Sunday was the shit.
Any Given Sunday was dope.
Yeah.
I actually like Any Given Sunday.
His role beefing with Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, and that's
Jamie Foxx stand up on that was so.
They got the
he said real serious all the time, wasn't he?
So that nigga have his lips though. He's like.
People don't understand. They got in a real fight in that movie. They had a fight scene, but in real life, they got in a real fight on that set.
That was the fight.
Yeah, I like the fight scene. They actually got in a real. I've actually made it realer. I think LL, he was a supporting act. I don't think some people are like the stars of the movie. I think LL is good at being a supporting actor. I think that's his lane. He's not like
he's a co-star in Too Deep. Him and Omar Epps. That
was pretty good. That's probably the best where he was in like the biggest role. I like Deliverance from Eva until like the end. They got corny and got like unbelievable at the end. It was all right.
He's definitely top 3 rapper actors of all time.
Nah.
Well, he's not Will. He's not Ice.
Not Pop. Not Pop.
Top 5. You give him top 5?
Is he better than DMX? Because DMX didn't have a lot, though.
No, DMX had enough.
He had enough. That was
dope. DMX over LL.
I'll take DMX over LL.
I'm giving him top 5. I'm going to give him top 5.
I would say.
Who else you taking over him? What you taking, like somebody from now?
Might have to.
Nas?
Hey,
Belly?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What you gonna have a red car roll longer? Ice-T.
He did.
Yeah, I like Ice-T. Back to
he played the same role everything is same Ice-T. You gotta put Method Man in there.
You don't like Snoop and Bones? You don't like Snoop in the movie Bones? How High?
How High was dope.
You ain't see The Wash?
Oh, The Wash was terrible. I know. I give LL. I'm giving LL top 5. I don't know, but I give him top 5 though. I think he's good at a supporting role though. I think that's his lane. But he's been doing it for a long time. So
I don't know. Probably 6.
Other than him and Ice-T,
he might be in top 5.
Other than 6, him and Ice-T are the only rappers that got like long reoccurring roles that they've been in a role for a long time.
Oh, that's a good topic. What about Common? Common's a good.
Yeah.
Oh, Will Smith.
Queen Latifah.
Number one.
Will.
Okay, you said Will.
What about Queen Latifah?
No, Queen Latifah top 5. She gotta be.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, he might not be.
I told you not top 5.
I don't know.
I put Meth over him.
I put T.I. over LL.
T.I. do got. Damn, come on, y'all. We got to stop this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to knock him out of the top 10.
Yeah.
How many movies Andre 3000 had?
Yo, you come on. Yo, we celebrating, man. I'm trying to take that man out the top 10.
Shit, man. He's good in the bed. That's what makes him the GOAT. He take the GOAT.
RZA was in what you call it?
He better than RZA.
One more. What about Mos Def?
Shut up.
He didn't have a lot though.
I know.
Mos Def is a good actor.
He's a good actor.
Yeah.
You gotta have a little.
Shit,
catalog though.
Fuck out of here.
What about 50? What about 50 Cent?
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. He's going down the list.
Yo, he is.
Yo, he's in the top 10. Stop disrespecting LL.
Franco Star.
Oh, stop it.
Sunset Park, Moesha.
Yo, stop it, man.
Light it up.
No more people, dog. LL in the top 10 somewhere. He's in the top 10 somewhere, L. He's in the top 10 somewhere, dog. Don't name nobody else.
Is he better than Monet?
Don't say Bow Wow or Romeo there. Disrespectful.
Like Mike.
Shit, what about P?
Oh, no.
My boy Heavy D, like, don't fuck up this groove.
Top 10. Top 10 L,
shit,
man.
We got Cameron, Buster.
Oh, Buster's on
White boy, you know we go into.
Legendary.
Y'all niggas is reaching.
You know we go into.
Legendary role.
Got Romeo Miller.
Y'all reaching, dog.
Luda.
Yeah.
Ooh. I told you.
Crash was good.
Damn.
Hustle and Flow.
Crash was good.
Yeah, Fast and Furious. Shit.
Oh man, stop it. Dog.
Yeah, it's getting up.
But he
top 14.
He also. We said T.I. He also had In the House, which after Will Smith was the first, kind of like the first. Well, maybe Queen Latifah. I don't know.
That was on NBC, the same network.
Yeah, same
What are we gonna call Mark Wahlberg? He ain't a rapper.
Nah,
we ain't gonna do that. But he's great. He's a great one.
I ain't gonna let you do that.
He's a great one.
He top 20. Top 20.
Nah, we can't give him not Mark Wahlberg and the Funky Funk Bunch. But he's a great actor.
You up there though?
But TV did In the House. He did NCIS. Now he's doing NCIS Los Angeles.
Carlton was on both those shows.
Yeah, word. He left Fresh Prince of. He's a 5-time Grammy host. Like as a rapper, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. As a rapper, and he on Pito's show, man, Lip Sync Battle. That's Pito joint. He watches that all the time.
He should have been here for this.
Yeah, he's watching Lip Sync Battle right now. Like it's his boy.
Yeah, it's his boy. That's his people. You know what I'm saying?
When did y'all feel like LL lost a step musically? Started losing.
Shit. When these albums they were coming out with one song on them that I like. Like, yeah, it's over for L. He can give you one song. He should just drop singles.
Mm-hmm.
I think like around like the 2006, maybe 2008-ish era is when the albums was like, okay, I think people, for whatever reasons, they finding like they liking other rappers, maybe the sound. Because at one point, I honestly thought that LL could make commercial songs forever. I thought he was going to be like, right now, still putting out radio hits. But then at some point in the first decade of the 2000s, like towards the end, I just felt like it wasn't hitting the same no more. That's when I felt like it started to dip. And then you got Jay killing it. Then you got the younger kind of guys coming underneath him, that 50 and all them rolling. And it's like people kind of turned away from LL, even though he influenced a lot of them.
I feel like when he started going at Jay and sounding like a disgruntled old MC, like Def Jam's not doing this and I need this. Like, come on, man. It's
but to be fair, think about LL's argument though.
I agree.
LL started Def Jam. Maybe Jay came like almost like 15 years later. Jay came in there with DMX, and then like maybe like 5, 6 years later, 7 years later, you become the president of Def Jam, and I started it. I don't know if LL had aspirations of being that, but I could understand how he would feel some kind of way about it.
He should have been offered the job.
But his rapport,
I don't know if he wanted to.
His rapport was different. So, like, with those who built Def Jam, like Rick Rubin and them are gone now.
Yeah.
You know, Russell Simmons don't have his hand on it as much as he did. So, like, did Leor really have a rapport with LL?
I think so. He was there in the beginning. Yeah.
Those glory days is over. There's a new wave now.
Imagine LL going to Jay for approval for his album.
Well, that's DMX fight though. Like I sold more than this dude on the fucking label, but this guy's running the shit, and now he's taking it personal.
But DMX, like I said, at least they came around the same time. But LL's
before.
But LL had his hands in so much other shit. But I
don't know if LL was even interested in doing something like that. But I think he might have just felt some kind of way just because of who he was, who he had to report to at that point.
Yeah, I understand that. And then also around that year and that time span, LL music wasn't all that great.
That's
what I'm saying?
That's what it was.
You gotta go with somebody that got their ears to the street.
Man,
that's
most
more
presidents
involved.
ain't got no fucking music.
But imagine Jay. I'm not saying it's happening, but imagine Jay saying like, "Nah, this ain't the one." Like that guy.
Probably sent in the email.
Sorry, James, this ain't the one.
Unfortunately, I'm out of the country, but you know.
I heard this album. I'm gonna send some more producers in there.
A few more features.
I'm gonna send Just Blaze your way.
I know it's only 8 songs, but scratch the first 7.
Damn. Oh, man.
Yeah, when I was younger, I had a book, and it was good. It was probably one of the first hip hop books, like autobiography.
What did you learn from the book? I do remember that book though. I got the book too.
I learned about his dad shooting his mom.
Yeah.
What else?
He did have.
That'd be tragic for you as a kid to read that.
I don't think it was a kid though. I don't think it was a kid. It was like in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Later.
What's it called?
Oh, you trying to date yourself?
Father? I can't even think of the name of the book.
It
was alright though.
Yeah, I do remember that. He did have one early because after that, a lot of hip hop books, a lot of rappers started coming off of books. So he did. I don't know if he was the first.
He had a bar about it talking about cannabis.
He did start it though.
Cannabis is everywhere.
Yeah.
When did you feel like why do you feel like LL like doesn't have more albums that are considered like classics? Why do you think?
I mean, I believe because, like you said, he was carrying Def Jam, so the albums had to come. You know what I mean? So
that's true.
Yeah, that's so frequent that LL didn't get a chance to
regroup.
Yeah, he just putting this shit down like he trying to tour, live his life. You got he started off at 16, so you asked the 16-year-old to come back in at 18 when, you know what I mean, he trying to live his life. And
I also think I think that's
then he got into the movies and shit like that.
Yeah, I think that's 100% right. And I also think for somebody on his caliber, I think it's difficult also trying to balance making commercial songs for that fan base and then making some like hip hop songs. Maybe that's what you like.
And you got to appease the ladies.
But your ladies want to hear your love songs. So sometimes that could be hard trying to balance that as well.
But also the sound was constantly changing.
Yeah, I don't think he really ever, other than the ladies sound, I don't think he ever established the sound his whole career. He just kind of kept on changing. So he never really it's an LL sound. He made girl sounds, but with songs with different producers over every one.
Yeah,
it just wasn't the same after the Kingo era. Then he came back with the bandanas, and it was like, you ain't Pac.
All right, here we go. With that being said, top 5 LL albums.
Shit, money. I think I can start it off. I'm gonna go with probably Radio, as just because when it first came out.
That's number 1?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Radio, Bigger and Deffer. Probably go Mr. Smith. 14 Shots to the Dome.
Whoa, hold on. This your top 5?
Yeah, why not?
You didn't mention. Go ahead.
Which one? Bad is
No. Maybe you forgot. No, you didn't mention one that I'm totally shocked.
Mama Said Knock You Out is one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
I was
Hey,
everybody got their top 5.
It's right there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my bad.
Whoa.
I didn't scroll up. I started with 2. So, yeah, Radio 2, Bigger Deffer 3, Mr. Smith, and then, which one is 10?
10 is 10. 10 is
that one.
Yeah, it is.
No, that's definitely not it. That's Mr. Smith, and then
that's Mr. Smith. Yeah.
And then I what's that? That's Bigger and Deffer.
Bigger and Deffer.
All right.
Yeah,
so I got Bigger and Deffer as 3, Mr. Smith at 5, and then 10. I guess at yeah, whatever.
I'm gonna go. Mama Said Knock You Out number 1. Radio number 2. Mr. Smith number 3. 14 Shots to the Dome number 4, and GOAT number 5. Wow. I like that album a lot for
Bigger
whatever
and Deffer,
reason.
you ain't like that?
It was cool.
Wow.
I like GOAT.
I'm going to go with my honorable mentions. I'm going to go with Radio. Radio was cool. I just feel like it was dated, and I don't feel like – I feel like it's a classic for that era, but it's not really my favorite as an album. And I'm going to go with GOAT with honorable mention. Even though I was disappointed with it, I still kind of played it a little bit. But number 1, I'm going to go with Mama Said Knock You Out. Number 2, I'm going to go with Mr. Smith. Number 3, I'm going to go with Bigger and Deffer. I like Bigger and Deffer. Number 4, I'm going to go with 14 Shots to the Dome. I know it was gangster, but I liked it. And number 5, I'm going to go with Todd Smith. I think Todd Smith was kind of underrated.
Yeah, I agree with almost your whole list, just different order. But I do have Radio as my honorable mention. My number 1 is Mama Said Knock You Out. My number 2 is Bigger and Deffer. Number 3, 14 Shots to the Dome. Number 4, hey, man, L, you put pressure on the motherfucker. I'm going to go with Mr. Smith and the GOAT 5. I don't know, man. You can mix them motherfuckers up. It don't even matter. It just got bad.
My list was my list, but I don't know why I just altered it. Because 14 Shots to the Dome was 4. Whatever.
You want to go back and change it before we?
It was just Mama Said Knock You Out, Radio, Bigger and Deffer, 14 Shots to the Dome, Mr. Smith.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And now, what artist? Any artist of the day that reminds you of LL?
Longevity, Hove. Other than that, no. Hove was a better artist, but I'm talking about longevity.
Longevity wise, I get the longevity. Before Jay and them kind of became seasoned, Like it was, I used to say like nobody in the game had a longer tenure than LL until like Jay-Z and them got older in the game. I said no. That's why I felt like even though he's not my favorite like rapper of all time, I always felt like he had the right to be called the GOAT. Like it's some people where even if they're not my favorite rapper, I feel like they are good enough to be to get that. And I feel like LL is one of the few people that get that respect where he can be called a GOAT because as long as he's been in the game.
Well, he was a forefather too. That there was those before him, but he was one of the ones that like changed the game and like made it more popular.
Yeah, I don't feel like nobody actually reminds me of LL Cool J, but I feel like a lot of rappers over the year took from his DNA. Yeah, whether you want to say Mace, whether you want to say Nelly, Fabulous.
I was thinking Nelly,
Drake. I think all of them took. But I mean, one of his biggest songs, I'm Looking at Me, he took LL's lyrics, Mace. But I feel like they all took a little bit from the even 50 Cent in a way. The love 50 Cent, the girl song side, definitely took from LL over the years.
21,
Absolutely took from LL. I think that's why LL respect him. He see a little bit in that lane. He see a little bit of LL in him for sure.
I was gonna say 50 anyway.
Somebody today, other than the commercial, I don't think Drake reminds me of LL, but I think just commercial wise, like his the way he goes about making songs, I feel like that is a reminiscent of LL. But it's not an artist that really balances like hard and like the girl songs today, like
well,
LL.
that's still making music, but if not, I would give it to 50. You know 50? What I'm saying? Yeah, I would say 50.
That's a good one. Like both sides wise.
And then the way 50 came in with his own swag as well.
Probably got the acting thing going too.
Yeah. 50 was goddamn R. Kelly. He took Aaron Hall whole shit. That nigga was Ja Rule.
50 was hard.
He did it better though.
Well, he did it better, but that nigga was Ja Rule.
He did diss him and then take his own style though.
Aaron Hall. He did
Let me hold that.
He wasn't doing it right.
Oh, damn, he wasn't doing it. He made a hot line and made a hot song. He took his joint. Damn. LL signed back to Def Jam now, and he's back in the studio recording a new album for this release this year. Q-Tip is supposed to be producing it. Like, what do you expect from a new LL album?
Him and Q-Tip, that'd be dope.
No, it won't.
I actually heard a preview of it, and the song sounded dope.
You gotta get some features, man.
I'm open for it. I mean, it's been. I think it's been so long. He never had this break in an album, so
he needs some help. To me, I think he needs some help as far as some features, man, to make him go hard.
I think the right beats. I don't know what a Q-Tip. I'm interested to hear that though. A Q-Tip and LL, I think that's a little different because I don't think he ever found a producer other than Marley Marl, but then he kind of went away from that really had a sound. So I did hear a preview of a song and it sounded dope. So
Q-Tip got that hip hop soul sound. So it'd be cool to hear him on beats like that.
I want to hear it. I want to hear that joint, man.
Especially coming off that last Tribe album. Q-Tip did a lot of production on there.
I think that's going to be interesting. So we'll see. We'll see what that sounds. Some notable awards and accomplishments for LL. He's a 2-time Grammy winner. He's a 4-time NAACP award winner. He's a 2-time Soul Train award winner. He's a 2-time MTV award winner, including the Lifetime Achievement
Vanguard
Award for his videos. He received the I Am Hip Hop Award at the BET Hip Hop Awards. In 2014, LL received the honorary doctorate of arts from Northeastern University for his contributions to hip hop culture.
Oh, these goddamn honoraries.
In 2016, he was awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Mm-hmm. Major.
In 2017, this is probably the biggest altogether. He became the first hip hop artist to receive a Kennedy Center honor. It's like the highest honor in the arts. So that's dope. I don't know if y'all like satellite radio. I know some of us here are tapped into it. He got his Rock the Bells radio on Sirius XM. Like
I listen to it all the time. Every morning, Channel 43. They have what they do is they'll bring a lot of like popular artists or producers or whatever there, give them their like Furious 5 where they could go back and like Jermaine Dupri was on there not too long ago and gave his top 5 songs ever, like who he thought, like of course Andre and Outkast was on there and shit like that. But it's a dope channel, man. I listen to it all the time, man. It got like What's the dude, Mr. C? He got his own show on there.
I think that's dope.
Yeah.
He got Roxanne Shante. I think that's dope.
Yeah. Have a nice day.
Biz Markie actually has something on there. Get Well,
yes,
before he got sick. Get Well, Biz Markie. Prince Markie D from the Fat Boys got his own show. So I like how he giving back to the hip hop people from his era too, giving them jobs. That's dope. I respect the whole Rock the Bells thing for sure. What are y'all? What else do you expect from LL? Like in
that used
the
to be Backspin, I think though.
Really?
Yeah,
yeah. But what else do you expect from LL in the future?
I think more acting, more.
Yeah, I'd rather more acting.
Yeah, maybe some serious roles. Some serious like leading roles.
I don't know about leading, but I need to see him in another movie. Like I don't really get into the cop show that he do all the time. So
NCIS.
Yeah, I ain't.
Has a biography came out, like a documentary come out yet?
Never.
That's
that would
coming.
Be dope.
That gotta
he
come.
had a
that would be dope.
Behind the music. Yeah, well, that don't really count.
Everybody had a behind the music.
Yeah.
That'll be dope. And he had a book already. Normally stuff is based on your book. Yeah, that's a good one, Tez. I think a bio LL, his longevity. I think that would be dope. I'm looking for him.
The BET honoring that. Or he might be up
He
next.
got BET awards, and he got an MTV honor. He got honors. I mean, the Kennedy Center honor is the highest you can get. That's a big deal.
Oh yeah, so BET wouldn't matter anyway.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say BET don't matter.
Well, it's ran by the Europeans anyway now.
But just don't give him a VH1 movie. Like give him a real movie.
No Lifetime movie, please.
No Lifetime movie.
What's up, Netflix? Holler at him.
Yeah, Netflix or somebody. LL deserved that. I like what he did with the Rock the Bells and how it's entrepreneur. I want to see him in more like boss lanes, like where he giving out jobs and opportunities to people. I like that lane for LL, and the movies will be dope too. What about your favorite LL songs?
I mean, for me, it got to start with Rock the Bells. Just because it started it off. Then I'm Bad. Can't Live Without My Radio was my shit. I Need Love. Booming System. I had a couple honorable mentions. Love You Better, Doing It. 4 3 2 1.
Rock the Bells is crazy. That was one of on his first album. That was my favorite. I'm Bad from the '80s era. I'm Bad is my favorite song. I'm Bad was hard from the '80s era. I just think that represented the '80s era properly. I Need Love was just, how could you not hate that song? But the '90s,
how can you not hate it?
The '90s era, early on, Mama Said Knock You Out to me was hard. I kind of like the hard LL a little more, but the Jigglin' Baby remix was my joint. That was my joint.
Yeah.
In middle '90s, Doing It was my joint.
Doing It was
that was my Doing It. That joint went.
How many times you used to say her verse? You knew her song more than you knew else, didn't you? I know you did.
I didn't sing that. I
didn't say nothing.
I knew the words. I got quiet. Nah, Doing It. That joint rung off, man. That video.
I'm gonna call you Big Daddy and say your name.
But Ill Bomb on a hip hop tip. Ill Bomb was one of my favorites. Just LL on a hip hop.
That was dope.
Joint. But also, I Shot You remix and 4 3 2 1. I think those.
Roundaway Girl. I like that song.
Roundaway Girl was dope.
It's just too many. He got a lot of shit.
Yeah, a lot of hits.
Man, he could make a hell of a best of.
Oh yeah, I got one of them all world, but he got two versions of it. I only got both.
Who would y'all want to see LL versus? That would be a good for the hip hop and.
I say Q.
That's a good one.
Whoa, that'd be dope.
I don't like that because I don't think Cube can hang with the ladies LL. Like he don't got no records to come back with that.
Hey man, shit, Jada kept that shit hard.
I don't want L to try to switch up and go away from his hits.
He got nothing to do with that.
I don't think Kane got enough.
Yeah, he don't.
He don't.
None of them got it. Nobody from his era got enough. I think you could switch that thing up. Once again, it's going to sound controversial. I think you could bring everybody in, the old and new, and let L and Drake do a radio compilation. They'll bring all the young and new together. They'll do like 3 million viewers on that joint.
Man, I'm telling you,
Drake and LL radio
the young cats
joints.
gonna be like, yo, this nigga is fucking terrible and disrespect L. They gonna disrespect L, dog. They gonna disrespect L.
But then the young people might, but the old people might disrespect Drake.
They ain't gonna disrespect. Motherfuckers, they living, ain't they? They know who the fuck Drake is. They living.
Yo, I think that'll be 3 million plus.
I think that's a good idea as well. But I think either Cube
is the only one that kind of makes sense from his era. I heard somebody say Busta Rhymes. I don't know if I don't necessarily. I don't know.
Busta got them
like
type
that.
female songs though.
They did come out in '89 though.
Do Q-Tip got enough?
Nah.
I don't like
it's
that.
20 songs though.
I don't like
dog.
that match.
Like y'all thinking like
40, 50. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking
20.
because when I'm thinking Q-Tip, I'm thinking group.
Tribe.
You know
I don't think Q-Tip got that kind of impact.
Well, you just said Fab Jada.
LL need a solo.
Jada came from a group.
LL need a solo MC though.
Yeah, but
Q ain't enough. I mean, Q-Tip's not enough.
Jada
though.
got more solo. Than
Q's the only older person that makes sense to me. I don't all the way like it, but it makes sense.
I don't know.
I don't think LL's going. LL said he'll do it, but he said they got to make sense.
I'm gonna try my hardest this week to sit down and make a playlist of 20 songs from King. I'm probably gonna do it.
Nah, you're not,
I don't
bro.
think it's gonna happen. So LL, legend in the game, one of the longest tenures in hip hop history.
Karis once said he'd blow him out.
I don't agree with that, but all respect to LL. Maybe rapping
Karis
wise,
one got 15 joints.
You said 15 is 20.
I say
you can't
15.
You can't change the rules.
I'm just saying I don't know where the other 5 gonna come in from. I'm just saying he got 15 solid. Maybe LL make a blip here and there, and KRS-One make a blip.
LL got 30.
I know. I'm just saying.
LL got 30. KRS-One.
It's all about impact.
You said KRS-One.
Keisha Cole got 30.
No,
I think her shit was lined up wrong.
That's
definitely at 30.
Keisha Cole don't got 30, dog.
I'm just saying she got more than what she played.
I love KRS-One, all due respect, but he might not have 15 of just straight bangers.
I can tell you this.
He got 10 for sure.
I can tell you this.
He got 10 great ones.
I can tell you this.
L gonna play Headsprung on the verses.
Yeah, you know
he
that.
Gonna capitalize.
I can tell you this. I can tell you this. KRS-One got 5 bombs he gonna drop on L. 5 bombs.
That's great.
Like bombs.
He got 5.
KRS-One bomb.
What he gonna play? The Bridges Over?
He gonna play on better than any song he dropped.
Freaks, I'm not
That's
arguing.
better than any song he dropped.
I'm not freaks.
Hands down.
Freaks, I'm not arguing that KRS-One got failed 5 bombs, but it's not 5 songs.
I understand that. I said it 15, and we don't know where the other 5 gonna come from. It might be a Chris feature we missing. We might hear it.
Yeah, he gonna play Headsprung. He gonna play Back to the World. The Rapture.
I don't know, but LL definitely without
I like that Drake idea. That would be dope.
I think change it up, man. We gotta change it up.
These kids gonna disrespect the shit out of L.
I don't know. LL
like this is the guy that my mom watched on NCIS. Get his ass out of here.
Well, my son said before he started doing his research, he said Ice Cube was the dude from Are We There Yet? Not now. I'll give him credit, but for like a year or 2 ago, he said Ice Cube is from Are We There Yet, dog?
It's true though. He is.
Not NWA.
You ain't gonna pick that Friday.
Friday, nothing. Are We There Yet?
Bad parenting.
No.
Can't blame you, young blood. Blame your old
sorry.
head.
I did my part, dog. I did my part. He knows it now. He went back. But all the years in the game, LL legendary career. What's LL's legacy in hip hop and entertainment world? You know, to the world altogether. What's LL's legacy?
I'm a GOAT. I'm gonna give him the GOAT. He's one of the greatest of all time. He's definitely one of them.
One of.
Yeah.
I mean, longevity for legacy. Longevity.
Yeah.
He had a good like a squeaky clean career for the most part. I mean, he had little scandals with the chest hairs. And,
that's not a scandal. If that's a scandal, that's all right.
Muscle surgery.
And these days, if that's scandal, that's all right.
But nah. All jokes aside, man. LL, I mean, for the most part, he did it the right way, man. He was a trendsetter. I mean, he started Def Jam, head of a label, man. Like, dog, his shit, like, dog, it's gonna be hard to put anybody up against him, man.
That was well said.
You can't be mad at L. I mean, he's a family man, number one. I never heard anything about him and his wife and kids. Just an all around good person. I feel like.
L play a motherfucker off.
Yeah, he LeBron.
Quick.
He LeBron.
Just retracted everything I said.
Nah, go ahead. Go after your family.
Nah, I think L is a good family man. Just shows that there is life after hip hop. You know what I mean? Does the right thing.
I think his longevity in the game is second to none. Nobody's been relevant for more years than hip hop. I think he opened doors for you to not just be a great hip hop star, but for you to branch out and like affect the world. Like LL, like most of our favorite rappers from the 90s looked up to LL. That says how great of an influence he has in the game with his music, with his acting, with his fashion. Like he's a staple in hip hop. Like really protect LL at all costs, man. Like he's hip hop royalty. If you call him the GOAT, I ain't mad at that. He's not my personal favorite rapper, like I said, but he's earned the right to be called for his nickname to be the GOAT, and for if you consider him your greatest of all time, he's one of few people that earned that right. So I ain't mad at that.
Sir.
Like, he's a legend in the game.
Great closer.
Legend.
Definitely.
But yo, if you haven't seen LL or heard LL's music,
go back.
I know some of y'all might just know him from an actor. Like, go check out LL, check out his hit records. Maybe you don't want to listen to his album. Listen to his best of and see where a lot of the stuff you hear now actually came from, whether it's the flows, the beats, everything. Like, do your homework on LL. But yo, salute LL. Thank you for all your contributions to hip hop. You a legend, super legend in the game, man. And we just at the concert crew, man. We give flowers, man. James Todd Smith, Uncle L to some, the GOAT to others, all of that. Legend in the game, legend. Thank you. But yo, man, this Concert Crew Podcast. Make sure y'all go follow us at Concert Crew Podcast. We're on all digital platforms. Make sure you go subscribe, download. Make sure y'all go to our YouTube, subscribe to that. Check out all our videos. Yo, man, we here. We ain't going nowhere, yo. Yo, Pito, hit me with the fader.
Yes.
He was here.
Yeah.